come together from various corners this morning, we're reminded that the projects we're developing are at their core about repairing our relationship with the land and with each other as caretakers and stewards of the land. We want to begin this day acknowledging the traditional land defenders who have been here for millennia, who are still here. These treaties challenge us to see our common purpose, share the gifts of the land, and to step into our role as caretakers.
All the beings were all connected, we're interconnected and interdependent of one another. And so when Mother Earth is sick, we are all sick. And so we have to think about how do we find a way to be in deeper relationship with the land. And so from an Indigenous perspective, we look at 7 generations ahead. And it's not just 7 generations of humans, it's 7 generations of the plant beings, of the animals, of the insects. Everyone is encompassed in that. So it's a holistic view or perspective. You know, we can see today that that relationship is quite far removed. The impacts of colonialism, imperialism, whatever words we want to use, that the way that the land is looked upon as a resource. And I say that in the quotations because even that language referencing the waters or the trees as a resource separates us from that relationship.
So exciting at this time that I'm really seeing a lot of people connecting the dots between climate justice, social justice, and racial justice, and really understanding how these things and the challenges we're experiencing are all impacted so much by our political and economic systems, the way we relate to one another, and the way we relate to the creatures and the natural world. I'm really inspired by the Indigenous-led, Black-led, and youth-led movements that I'm seeing emerge around the world, and those that have been with us for a very long time, and imparting knowledge and lessons to those who really listen.
So one thing that I talk about is finding a place on the land, whether it's looking through a window if you're in an urban setting, whether it's a little parkette down the road, and taking a time to visit that place and be there for at least 20 minutes. Prioritize visiting this place as you would prioritize spending time with a loved one or visiting a friend, and just be there with no agenda and just be there with all of your senses, just to tune in to what's happening around you. And if you make that commitment to go at least once a week to that spot, what will happen is you'll start to get to know those beings. You'll start to notice the subtle changes of the land, all of these awarenesses that all of our ancestors once had. And so thinking about that, if we develop a deeper, more meaningful relationship with the land, then we're going to be more likely to protect that land just as we would our loved ones. So miigwech walalia.